industry work tirelessly to provide entertainment for the masses, and some of these provide the music. Music that we love.
Hey, get rid of that air conditioner.
Me?
Yeah, that shit's loud as hell.
Music that we love. Music that we listen to when we're enjoying ourselves. Video games. Video games. Do we even know who these people are? No. Would video games
That can't
be
be
the
me.
same without them? No. What
is.
you're about to hear are
It
not
can't be.
real songs, but they are inspired by songs from video games. Video games. They are not covers of the songs themselves, but are together
have to,
a
like,
testament to them.
Keep talking all the time.
No, you can turn off the auto adjust.
Yeah, good luck with that. I can't even figure out how to bring up the options and stuff for this program.
All you gotta do is go to tools and options.
This is like the Windows 8 version. It's crap.
Sorry for all the issues, guys. We are live now. All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. We're going to be trying this on XSplit, see if that works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yep. This is one of those days where you can't control, you can't win them all.
Everybody wakes up.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, today we are going to be playing the ladies first, and we have with us on call
Mike and Roger, is that?
Yep.
Yep, that's
Hello.
right.
Pleasure to have you both on the call with us.
Introduce
Thanks for having us.
yourselves and let everybody know what you guys do with the lady game.
Let's see, I'm Mike. I pretty much created the game. And Roger?
Yeah, I'm Roger. I coded and kind of co-designed the game. I'm responsible for a lot of the puzzles and details, animations and stuff. Well, not animations, but like kind of cutscene type stuff.
Cool. So can you give us a little bit of a premise about the ladies before we start playing?
Well, it's a pretty crazy premise, I guess you could say. It's really based on my own experience over the last couple years, and it has a lot to do with kind of a journey through like anxiety, depression, that type of stuff. And when you see the game being played, it'll definitely remind you of when you're dreaming, how you're jarred into different sections of your dream.
Well, just as a random anecdote, my wife always asks me, how if I have a grip on the show the night before, so that I'm not running around with my head cut off, just my head up, and I'm like, no, got everything under control, we played the lady first, and this and that, and then I've learned one thing about dreams is that the last thing that you think about when you fall asleep is usually one of the things that you dream about. So I had about the screwiest dreams I could possibly have. It was a messy sleep last night. It was just like,
Sorry.
some really weird dreams that this game inspired.
Yeah, this game, there's a lot of like everything symbolizes something visually, pretty much.
So the first question that I have is, where did the concept of the lady come from? What she is.
Well, it's basically, even though it's an armless lady, it's really me that the person is playing as, pretty much. And there's only the one character in the whole game. So even though it looks like you're encountering different characters, it's all just the one character. But yeah, really, when I decided to, because I'd been doing freelance music for other games, and it wasn't really that satisfying because none of the games were the type of games I play. My music style is too distinct or different to really just rely on for freelancing. So I really wanted a vehicle for my music, and I just decided to finally start making my own games. And anything art-wise that I do, it's all got some type of personal background to it.
That was actually, somebody actually contacted me and they were asking me, like, when you play this, what do you think the meaning behind it is? And I'm like, well, I do have a slight idea, but it would probably just be easier to hear from the creator doing it.
Yeah, and I like to leave the I like to leave it open for interpretation, because I hate when games or movies just hold your hand the whole way through and everything's so straightforward. But when you're playing the game, everybody will see like her body language changes every section of the game, and anybody out there that's ever had like an anxiety attack or depression or anything, you'll immediately get it when you see how her body language changes throughout the journey from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, when by the time I was finished playing the game myself, like it went from like general feeling of uneasiness playing as her to actually a point of empathy, where I just was like, after a while, you really do start to just feel bad for like her expressions are so vivid and colorful that it is beautiful. Yeah, the way that it looks, and it makes you sort of almost feel for her, despite her being kind of, treated like everything else is.
Yeah, and actually, I hired an animator at first, and he wasn't getting it, and then luckily, well, unfortunately and luckily, he just kind of disappeared, kind of like that airplane.
We think he might have died.
Yeah, we're not even sure if this dude's still alive, but
Like, he just started and just kind of stopped contact, or what happened?
We had asked him if he wanted to, if he was okay with us, making him do revisions and stuff. He was like, yeah. So we had just a couple really minor revisions to do on some stuff that he sent us. I just was trying to give him some creative direction because Mike kind of was like, handle this. So I did, and then he was like, sorry guys, sorry, I've been sick. And we're like, it's okay, we're just really glad to hear from you. And apparently he was having internet problems, and he had to go to his school to have internet, to use their internet. And then he was like really apologetic because it's like finals, and he's been sick, and blah, 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 blah. And then he just like kind of dropped off.
Yeah, basically he was really impressive because we use Spriter. I don't know how many people out there are familiar with Spriter, but he was very impressive at his skills with Spriter. Like, they even used his animations for like promotional videos for updates and stuff.
Yeah.
And they even said like, oh, we haven't heard from him or whatever. But basically, the short story is I paid him up front and he basically disappeared. So I became by default the animator, which was actually a good thing because I knew like how I wanted her emotions to be for every section of the game.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no better way to do it than get in there and do it yourself.
Yeah, and originally I wasn't going to hire an animator because I thought I was going to have time to learn Spriter and promote the fundraiser all at the same time while doing everything else, and I realized that wasn't going to be the case. So in a way it kind of screwed me up as far as being able to properly promote the fundraiser, but in the long run the animations turned out better.
Yeah, they look really good. I like the hand-drawn art style and with it. That's one of the things that drew me in. The game when I first was when I first started paying attention to it, because before when you first started it was just drawings and it was just the stills and everything, and that was enough to make me follow it because that's how different it was.
Yeah, and that guy character art Wait.
Let's try. Okay. Let's go get this one.
I'm not seeing any video.
Just refresh. Sometimes it's open. Yeah, let's try to refresh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and now I'm getting that.
Unfortunately, this game is very unapologetic for its difficulty, mainly because, well, from what you were telling me before, is that you come from a day and age of games being difficult, and that's kind of been sort of a big thing with a lot of game community, is the fact that they are roguelikes and they require you to actually put your mind to work, and you don't get the extra easy mode. We
have a really good article coming up in the next issue about this done by my cousin that talks about like game testing beforehand to see like the difficulty curve and how even having it hard it just doesn't like it translates well in this kind of game because you feel like oh damn I could have done that better. And so I actually quite enjoy it. Yeah. As compared to some other games that we may have had on the show at one point where I'm not going to name, where, you know, Giants have just played it smart.
I should, man. I should have. Could have played it so much smarter.
Yeah, what I like to tell people is the game is as hard as you make it, because I can make it from the beginning till the end without taking one hit of damage. But
I can't do that.
Like I was.
Trial and error, of course. I mean, even for super experts at platformers like me, I still have a couple deaths to get, so.
Yeah, this is definitely like going back to the days of NES, Super NES, you know, where
Yeah, we didn't want to give any hints.
yeah, there's no tutorials. In most games nowadays, it's like a 20 or 30 hour tutorial, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I know this is a bad example, but I just played Hearthstone for the first time on the weekend, and I was so pissed off that I had to go through 6 NPC games.
That was unbelievable. That's not how you do it.
Like, I'm like, seriously, I just want to play the game and I'll learn. That, you know, the best way to learn something is by doing it. And throwing me into these battles that I have to deal with, it's more irritating. I actually recorded myself just sitting back, like, this is literally what it looked like for 35 minutes.
One of the things that really pissed me off about the last Zelda game, Skyward Sword, it was like the first hour was like this insulting like tutorial section, like literally treating you like you're a little kid. And I was like, fuck this, I'm not even gonna bother to finish it. Well, for one thing, it was still on the Wii, which wasn't even HD. But yeah, we wanted people to actually have to figure stuff out.
And it turns out people are surprisingly bad at that.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I think it all depends on the age of the person. It all depends on the games that they're used to, all sorts of stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Not doing that well.
Yeah, right here, you definitely don't want to get close to her.
oh shit, dude, you're gonna die.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely.
You've already gotten hit 2 times.
Yeah, we don't indicate it, but after 3 hits, anywhere, you die.
Well, you get 1 extra hit with the boss.
Oh, with this one, yeah.
Hey, it's Mark. Mark McCann.
He's dead.
Crazy. Yep, he died again. It's okay, I'll take over if you need me to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so in this game, you have 3 lives, and then on your 4th is when you die completely, and I'm thinking we're gonna get to see that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So people will see it's I guess an Easter egg or whatever, but people that are familiar with old arcade games, how they didn't have an ending and it would run out of code or run out of memory, you'll get to see what we put in kind of as a tribute to that.
Cool. And that'll be something that I haven't seen yet.
Oh, you never got to see that?
I don't think I did.
In fact, I've had a few reviewers email me. They're like, "Hey, the game keeps crashing after I keep shooting all the glass." I'm like, "Well, you're not supposed to just walk around
Shooting glass. Yeah.
and shoot glass. Why would I make a game where you just walk around and shoot glass?" So, anybody watching, if you buy the game and you just walk around and shoot glass, you're definitely penalized.
What is the price point right now on the game?
And platforms.
And platforms.
Right now it's $4.99. It's on Desura, Green Man Gaming, Indie Game Stand, and we're actually in a bundle that's got 2 days to go on groupies.com, GROUPEES. And I think it's got 10 other games in the bundle. So far it's sold about 4,000 copies.
Now I'm about to talk out of my ass, but a lot of what I identify with the main character, I kind of like the juxtaposition without the arms. It reminds me of like the beauty of the Venus and Milo mixed with like this kind of tortured soul that you see.
Yeah, the fact she has no arms definitely represents helplessness.
Yeah,
But
vulnerability.
and obviously like a lot of people think she's a zombie, but she's not. And you'll notice that I didn't do nipples because I didn't want to deal with all that kind of stuff. So she's got like these stitches, scars, or whatever.
I actually kind of prefer that, not for the PG-13 rating, but it gives it a much more almost disturbing kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like she's been tortured. She is now basically, she's alive, but how alive, we don't know.
Yeah. And a lot of people, or a few people, have mentioned Tim Burton influences, which is kind of true there, but really most of my art, no matter if it's visual, audio, whatever, it's inspired the most or influenced the most by people like David Lynch. Like the movie Eraserhead basically changed my artistic life.
Oh yeah. I can
When I was
see
a
where some of
Yeah.
I
So
kind of share that. Eraserhead.
Yeah, that's one thing where me and Roger kind of hit it off on, was definitely shared influences. Just don't forget to shoot up, right?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think
Yeah, you better be a lot more careful because you gotta hit her a bunch of times.
There's also a sweet spot. I'll tell you where it is.
Damn it! It is a game, you know.
So, that's your third death? Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Ugh.
So I'm looking at the chat. How many people in the chat are coders or programmers?
There's a couple. I think there's at least one or two.
You want to talk about the language you did it in, Roger? Because it was done in something that was typically not used for video games.
Sure. Well, the entire game was done on a proprietary engine that I made pretty much just for this game. I had a sort of a framework, and I mentioned it like after mentioning a bunch of other things, ideas for like how we were gonna build this. And Mike said that we should use my engine because it's free and we could do whatever we wanted. and we knew that we were just going to do it on desktop for now. So, yep, sorry, that was my dryer. But the language that the engine is written in is Forth, which is not a popular language. It used to be a lot more popular back when like BASIC was new in the 80s and stuff. And it still actually powers a lot of things these days. Like NASA uses it in their satellites and telescopes and stuff. And it also powers a lot of appliances often. And inside every Macintosh in the firmware is a Forth system. And Forth is unique because it's not just a programming language, it's also kind of an OS. And you can basically type in commands and it'll just do them. So you can basically write code and it'll work the same exact way as in your like program code. So that actually helped us a lot because this game is pretty much nothing but exceptions. Like there are a few things that don't change, but pretty much the rules change in every single room a little bit. And also there are a lot of little events and things that happen. We didn't have a lot of time, we didn't have a lot of money. So it actually worked out really well, and it was really pleasant because it let us like try things out a lot interactively. And I'd been interested in it for a long time, so I was really excited to get the chance to just put it to the test. Like a modern type game can actually be done in like an old ass language like that. I mean, it's old, but I mean, like the system that I'm using is fairly modern. But still, you know, it doesn't have nearly as much support as more popular languages like JavaScript and C# and C++ and all that.
Yeah, basically, I mean, we could have just done the typical Unity thing, but I wanted him to work with the tools that he felt the most comfortable or proficient in, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
I think it definitely paid off for you, too.
Yeah.
The artistic style is such a huge thing in this game. Because you don't see hand-drawn animation like this very often.
No, not at all.
Well, the guy that did the character art based off of my concept, he actually lives in Moscow, and he's a really awesome comic book artist. He doesn't even speak English, so it's a little difficult to communicate with him. But basically, he just gave me the one Photoshop file of her, and I went and manipulated it to make the other versions of the characters. But everything else is actually textures made from photographs. So I did all the environments with different textures that I made. And I have one other artist that did the glass overlays for me. And the glass overlays definitely represent something as well.
Yeah, I like that. Glass overlays. Really adds a weird feel to it.
Yeah. I was gonna just talk about like performance and stuff because like all the overlays and different filters actually was like a real challenge to make sure that like performance is okay with this game.
There you go.
Oh.
There's the kill screen.
Yeah, I would never see
And don't hit anything, it automatically shuts the game down.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so a few of the press people wrote me back and they're like, hey, the game keeps crashing.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, that's supposed to happen.
Crazy.
Intro.
Yeah.
So I'll give you some tips once you get back to that area.
Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing I was going to ask you about is the sound effects. Because I know you were very hands-on with it.
Yeah, I did all the sound. I I used to make ambient cassette tapes or albums on a 4-track in the late 90s. And I finally got around a couple of years ago to getting them all onto my hard drive. And it actually turned out to where it gives me an endless source of sound, you know, because I can put it in Persona Studio 1, I can manipulate them, I can remix them, I can do anything. And I have like hours of them. So what you're hearing in this soundtrack, the soundscape, is actually analog.
Oh.
Yeah, analog based, not digital.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sound effects I made, can't remember how he did the glass. But a lot of the sound effects are done the old way, like in film it's called Foley. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, Foley work.
No, not personally.
It's basically a dude sitting in a room with a microphone and like just simulating noises.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember watching how they do that on sound effects, and you see a guy sitting in a room full of stuff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we pronounce it Foley in school.
Yeah,
Foley.
Foley. So I did some of that for some of the sound effects. Oh, and I used BFXer for some of the other sound effects.
You processed those though, because I actually couldn't tell.
Yeah, and I manipulated those.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you use those for. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, when you get to it, you're gonna see a whole different side of the game.
If you get there. When you get there.
Oh, and everybody that's asking about, like I see one guy, I'll go play Peggle on drugs. Well, a lot of people ask, a lot of people on the Steam Greenlight, they were like, man, this guy must be fucked up on drugs and all kind of stuff. I've actually never even smoked weed or been drunk in my life.
Yeah, I've done more drugs than he has.
But the game has nothing to do with drugs.
We just did like a podcast where I talked about this, but when I first was looking around and before I signed up for this, I was just looking at all the different posts on the Indie Game Source forums, and I came across this, and I was looking at the different mock-ups that Mike made, and I thought to myself, well, at first I just clicked away, and I was just like, this is weird. And then I went back to it because I was just curious, and I thought there's probably a 50-50 chance that this guy has like paranoid schizophrenia or something. And I mean, it was very likely because
right, see where you're standing
face
right now.
Over and over again.
Shoot up. Where you're standing right now, don't go past there.
Yeah,
she'll swipe at you. Oh,
because her ponytail doesn't actually hurt you.
Yeah.
But she'll swipe you into the glass, which will hurt you.
Yeah, only the glass hurts you.
So, like, this, even this right here goes back to, like, the old games, where there's always, like, a safe...
sweet spot, yeah.
But really, this game is backwards. The hardest stuff is in the beginning, and then it gets easier, which is actually a representation of the whole panic disorder thing. Like, when you first encounter it, like when I first started dealing with it, I had no fucking idea what was going on. But it's something I learned that I was going to have to deal with my whole life, and it's become easier as you go. And I think we didn't really do that intentionally in the game. That's just kind of how it turned out. Now, this is where you're gonna get kind of...
Yeah, this is the main.
This is where the puzzle aspect comes in.
Oh, cool.
So we're not gonna help you on this one.
Yeah, I'm
until...
not gonna help you either. Yeah, when I first played this, like just the things that just pop up randomly actually kind of scared the crap out of me because I was not expecting anything.
Like that face with Roger's at the end.
The red screen.
Yeah. I actually came up with the idea to make those like dead end type screens, like really low resolution, for a bunch of reasons. But I think it worked out better that way. I think it gives it kind of an unexpected look.
Totally. Yep.
Ugh. Oh damn, I got humongous amounts of lag. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, now it's raining blood like at a Slayer concert.
Yeah, I probably have a bit more stupid things. Don't simulate with build for I do, but I mean it's just like
I like Goat Simulator too.
Outright goofy, like crazy.
Alright, there's a big choice right here. I'm not sure what my delay is.
Mine is like 30 seconds.
Right now you're in a room with the black face. Okay.
No, only one spot. There's only one spot in this game that you have to
Well, really, more patience is really the whole theme.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't picked it up, we kind of put a lot of long swaths of nothing.
Oh yeah.
So.
The scissor room was, I think, the one place that I was like, oh my god, I gotta do this right now. Just shoot them all. Oh god. They're all big first.
Wait, didn't you just go back in? Just go in there?
Yeah, he went in twice.
I'm trying
But
to
you'll-
figure out that.
Yeah, you'll
Do
see.
you like the blackface? Do you like it?
I do.
That was me.
Nice. Yeah, this game
That was his high school.
Very odd.
That was his high school yearbook picture.
Yeah, I have this condition. You take pictures of me, they come out looking like that.
I think that's a bug, actually.
No, it's not. If you see the circle room 3 times,
Okay.
it gets harder.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
I like punishing people.
Yeah, because you just made a mistake 3 times in a row.
I saw the 5 scissors, I don't think I ever saw the 6 scissors.
Congratulations.
Oh, and
What video just froze?
this the glass overlay in this layer, I actually used it in a short film. I took out the cracks and I recycled it in a short film that I did recently. Okay, now here's where you need to make major decisions in life. Don't say anything, Roger.
Alright.
We're gonna see how long it takes to get there.
I'm just gonna...
I think the other Nick already clued him in on this.
Oh no.
Go in the other door to the left.
Yeah, go in the other door.
Go to the left.
No, don't do that. What are you doing?
Go in the door to the left.
Oh man. I wish we could do this for every player. like be on a megaphone.
Yeah. Most people never ever see that other pair of scissors. But go in the door on the left again and I'll show you something. Because I want the people in the chat to see it. Yeah, don't stand under the scissors. Okay, so this time they can see it here in this first room. Go into see those scissors on the left. Go hit those and go in that door.
Yeah, that's the version that I had already. It does look better than
That's what we call kind of like an instant death room, but it doesn't really kill you.
Oh, that's an instant death. Oh,
Yeah, that's just the
I
name.
thought it was just one of the cutscenes for the next room.
It returns you back to the same room.
I was doing the wrong thing. Killing myself to know.
There's two ways out of this room. If you go back to the one at the center, you can get out from either of these. Apparently a lot of people have died in this next room that you're about to be in. Just make sure you don't get hit again. You'll die.
Gonna do this for another 10 minutes. We'll have to go to our silver. But yeah. For any, what was the most difficult thing that you guys had to undertake with this game?
Well, the whole thing really, on my end, at first, I went through 2 programmers before I even met Roger, and just finding anybody that was, you can go in that door right there. Anybody that was actually capable, like, at first I made the game design document for this very simple because I really didn't have a budget at that time, and I knew it was going to be a very quick, short game, pretty much. Originally it was just supposed to be like one level, and there were going to be holes in the wall, and you would look in the wall, in the holes, and you had to unlock to where the wall would crumble and you could get outside. But the second programmer I met, he was a little more capable, and that's when I actually fleshed out the GDD to where it is now here. Okay, so don't go on that. And then when I met Rogers,
No, you have to shoot it.
yeah, when I met Rogers, when
You have to shoot it.
it really started to flesh out. But basically, time and money, like usual, was the main challenge.
Yeah, after our Indiegogo didn't go so well, I had to kind of think about, like, you know, my finances and stuff. And
So this is
I basically only worked on the rest of the game for part-time.
yeah, this game was really developed part-time. It's very impressive how it came out, considering. This is where shit goes nuts. So you're pretty much now you're in another kind of tribute to retro games, you know.
Yeah, this was actually pretty fun. It's sort of a break from the over stuff.
Yeah, and
It's
this
not exactly like a sunshine and rainbows.
it's obviously the same face. It's obviously the same person.
And you had told me that the different, like these different bosses, that different ghosts, you called them, kind of represent different identities.
Yeah, they're all different. Now this is a hard level and it's freaky as shit.
Yeah, I was really weirded out by this.
So now you see that she does have arms, but we don't explain why or how they just came back.
And it's strange because normally arms is such a normal thing, but because I'm so used to them not having arms, it feels almost alien.
Yeah.
This is my favorite level, and like originally I had the design, you know, I wanted it to be upside down because now, if you kind of paid attention to her body language before, like the first level she was more in the depressed stage, and then towards the end of the first level she was really getting freaked out. So by the time she was in the second level, if you notice, it was more, she was like looking back and forth, looking over her shoulder, like really confused as shit as to what was going on. And now this is like representing her life is really like flipped upside down pretty much. Oh, and you see y'all must be trying to do windowed or whatever because...
There's a bug.
Yeah, that's a bug. You see how it's not, what's happening here is, in this level, the letterbox actually constricts with every section. This happened to the person that was on Twitch. It doesn't constrict properly.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Wait, so you're on the monitor you're playing on, you're in full screen?
Yep.
Is it doing that on the monitor or just on the video feed? Okay, that's...
I can guess why that's happening. Some kind of like banding code saving.
Yeah. But this level is fucking hard. This is like the most difficult part of the game. And I love the sound of this one. When you kill them, that is actually a combination of a baby screaming and a hawk, I think. I combined them and kind of manipulated it.
It's interesting, that's very popular in a lot of people, especially for film, there's a lot of wildlife.
Yeah.
So like, when you go to the lion or that, instinctually, it's something that was normal.
Right.
Yeah, I watched that.
Oh, really?
You did pretty well in this part.
Well, I'm sure you'll be excited to hear this. They're filming a new Jurassic Park movie where I live right now.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. I might get to be a part of it. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm not even sure who's in it. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. So right here, yeah, you gotta move really slow. The volume's probably pretty loud right now. And
Well, that'll be it for this segment. Thank you very much for Mike and Roger being a part of this. It was awesome. Glad that you guys took the time to come and talk to us about this, because this is just one of those games where it really does help to know some of the stuff about, like the mindset on the game and some of the back behind the scenes on it, because it's so interesting. So thank you very much for doing it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna take a short break, and we'll come back with some Disco Dodgeball and Eric Edmondson.
Yeah. Thank you again so much, guys, for being here. It was a pleasure.
All right, man.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh yes.
Alright, we are back, and we are going to be playing some Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball with Eric Asmussen.
Hello.
Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball! This game has really been kind of special to me because it was one of the first games I think that you played on your channel.
No, this was, I don't know what I want to call this. This was one of the first ones that we did for Average Giants.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That was way back.
Yeah, we did a 2-hour episode.
That was one of my favorite episodes because we got to do the Steam version.
Oh yeah, we were the
on our
first
show.
ones that got to give the Steam version a try, and even since then, it looks so much more polished.
Oh, it has changed so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been ton of work. So like at first it was really just a lot of getting the multiplayer, like the basic functionality working, but it was fun to go through and make everything start looking close to where I want it to be eventually. So.
Explain. And maybe we'll make this screen a little bit different.
A little bit,
Just a smidge.
just a smidge.
There we go. Because I love you guys. So Eric, what have you been up to lately?
Oh man. Okay, so it's been a little quiet. The past, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks, I've been working on a big update that adds controller support, and it has been really a pain. I've been going crazy trying to get it working. Really frustrating, but it's getting close, and I hope within a day or so I'll have it out. But I can't promise anything because it seems like every day I load it up and I'm presented with a brand new problem, and it just like doesn't work. It just stops working, and I have to redo all the stuff I did. So it's been a really frustrating thing to work on, but it's really important for the long term because with controller support you get potentially, virtual reality stuff. You get Steambox, you get maybe local multiplayer, you get like maybe console support someday, right? Like
Yeah, you get Oculus Rift support on this.
Yeah.
It'll be the be-all end-all.
and you really need the controller for VR because the keyboard and mouse doesn't really work that well. Because you can't really see your hands and you can't see where the mouse is. And
Yeah,
I've seen
exactly.
people when they're playing, because I did have a Oculus version way back when I had like a very early beta, and people would actually like get themselves into this weird like corkscrew position because you don't realize where your head is looking, and you look down and then aim up with your mouse and then look down further, and it's hilarious but not comfortable, and so you really need that gamepad support. So it's been a long time working, but I think I had to build it in the right way. That would allow for key remapping and potentially like multiple different gamepads and supporting different schemes and all that good stuff. So anyways, it's been like crazy, but I'm looking forward to getting that out and then adding some more fun stuff to it.
So once again, lots on your plate,
Yeah.
but very capable man to take care of it. Just like when we first saw this game, I think there were no textures on these walls. This level is completely new.
Yep, this is a new level.
The bots are all new. I mean, the not new. They were new from when they were new the last time we had you on the show.
Yeah, newish, new enough.
I love the particle streams on the bots.
Yeah, they're so good. So they had a particle effect before, but it was kind of like subtle. Couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
So I just amped it up, and now like it really adds to the kind of physicality of everything because you can see them bouncing around, and it also looks much better in screenshots, which was a huge problem before. Like when you freeze frame the dodgeball game, you would just see the dodgeballs hanging harmlessly in midair, and it's not like interesting to look at.
Yeah.
But when you see the particle trails and you see them like whizzing past someone's face, the screenshot suddenly looks way more exciting. So I think like sales went up too because I put those in, which is fun.
And of course, the soundtrack is. Have you added anything to the soundtrack, or is it still the same?
So I have like 3 or 4 more that I really want to add. Basically, it's an issue of I'm forming a LLC, and I want to get that done before I like create any new contracts.
Oh yes.
But the songs are great; they work really well with the game. I would. So one way or another, they'll be in within a couple months. My dream, though, is to like contact some like really big EDM artists and have them put their music in the game. But that's that would be an amazing like press situation because then
so
that
cool.
could be a headline on its own.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, very expensive and difficult, and lots of crazy contracts. And in a way, I'd rather just give exposure to smaller people that have awesome music. But
We're down
it's
for that.
I mean, you'd be paying
Whoa.
for a name more than a song.
What
Yeah.
did you add in the glass?
oh yeah. So the other thing I've been doing is, besides adding new menus, is going through the older arenas and polishing them up because they had all been kind of placeholder everything.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty recently, I went through this map temple and added the lanterns on the side and the kind of the stone textures, and you'll see there's shadows and dynamic lighting over everything, and the little skybox glowy thing, and
I didn't even notice the lanterns.
yeah, all this stuff. And it's funny, like if you look back,
Oh,
it looks so primitive in the old way, but you can actually,
Yeah.
if you look,
Oh my god.
look up.
the,
in the
yeah,
map.
the
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that. Like Kino right now is on fire, and there's a little like
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Look
around
at
like
that.
yeah, and you get extra points for knocking him off.
Yeah.
Does the experience still mean nothing?
no. So I added custom sunglasses to one of the latest builds.
Oh.
So you might, probably Fusion. I think he might be like the highest ranked player in the game right now. He's at level 102, which is
Holy crap.
Oh my God.
that's like a ton of playtime.
Yeah.
Like I'm the I'm the developer and I'm only at level like 50, right? So so that's pretty nuts. But he I think has some special sunglasses on. So if you get up and close to him,
Oh yeah, he's got a little Ray-Ban.
time you get that close.
Or the Kanye.
He just kicked the crap out of
Yeah. it's the celebrity glasses.
I don't want to point it out, but Kino is kicking the crap out of Fusion.
Yeah. Kino's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
of
so-
course, you know.
I realized I didn't actually answer your question. So the leveling unlocks the sunglasses.
Okay.
So
Oh.
right now you can. There's a couple more mustaches. It's like there's a couple more mustaches and stuff. They're always available, but
Yep.
the sunglasses you unlock gradually as you gain more levels, and it's kind of just a sampling of what's to come. There's going to be a ton more options that you can add and more. So not just glasses, but potentially wheels and robot bodies, and obviously hats and all that good stuff. So, but that's kind of the idea that as you level up, you unlock more cosmetic items like that.
Unlockables. Everybody loves them.
Oh, it's so good. I know, like, so there's this like kind of debate among designers about adding what I'd consider extrinsic rewards like that. So
Yep.
basically rewarded for something that's not really that core to the game. Same like any leveling system, right? Is kind of like that, like Modern Warfare, the XP system and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and to it adds more meaning to the game because I know everything I do is adding to this like counter, which it seems silly, but it works on me. I know, and like I know it works on other people too. So I think it's actually fun. I don't think it's like a cheap way to like
Oh,
get to playing.
Pure Skinner Box.
by the way, I really do. I hate you because of Shape Shatter.
Oh no, kidding! You've been playing that?
Yeah. Jeez, that wastes so much time.
I know.
Giant,
No.
Throw balls at the pillars.
So that game.
I'd rather throw balls at you.
No, but do it.
Oh.
It looks
Like-
so cool.
Did I tell you about that like on a previous stream or something?
Yeah, that's why I know about it.
Okay.
Because you were talking about the experience for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly. Yep. So that's what's going on there. It's basically, if for anyone that hasn't heard of it, it's a free iOS game I made 2 years ago, and it's basically a game about nothing. You just like tap on shapes and break them to gain experience points and levels, and the levels don't do anything. It's just a number that goes up and up, and it's kind of lets you experience what it's like, or try to understand why you compulsively do these things. Like for me, like Tiny Tower was a good example of that. But actually, there's an iOS game called Make It Rain out right now, which pretty well does the same thing and way better, and they've made a bunch more money than I did. So I'd say they.
I like
That's
the
okay.
depth of this level.
You got Disco Dodgeball, and that's all that matters. So, I noticed when I was throwing balls at the colors before, they were all lighting up like different colors and stuff. Is
Yep.
that something that is going to be through all the levels, or is that kind of unique to that arena?
So right now that's unique, but again, it's kind of just a a starting point for how I want to make the levels kind of respond a little more to the action that's going on in the game, and make them feel a little more like kind of neon dance clubs. You know, right now there's kind of these standard speaker things and the LED equalizer things.
Yeah.
But I really want to branch that out and make each one have its own kind of unique laser light features, and make it, you know, a little more interesting that way, a little more interactive. So, real quick, I was going to tweet something out. Do you guys want me to copy you as average gamer or average giants? What's your handle of choice?
Oh.
And average giants.
Yeah, probably average giants.
Okay.
What are we?
There we go.
Oh no, it's 300. Oh. No.
Alright, let's catch up the blue team. So the next mode I want to add, so I can't wait, like I said, to be done with the controller update, because then I can add more fun stuff. And the thing I'm really looking at right now is a new game mode that's, it's basically capture the flag, but it'll be capture the cube. There's a little power cube that'll hide out in the enemy base, and you have to run and grab it.
Cool.
The reason I'm so excited about it is I want more people to do like teamwork type stuff, like passing the ball around. Because I found when I'm in a game of hoops, which is the basketball mode, and you actually get kind of teamwork going, it's a whole nother game. It's way more, to me, way more interesting and fun than just the deathmatch style.
Yeah.
I think with something like capture the flag, people are so used to the teamwork aspect of that, they'll be able to like grab the ball and throw it to a partner and have them bring it all the way back. So I think that'll be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the whole fact that even just making it so that there's a single ball for hoops, that would completely change the entire way it's played.
Yeah. So the one thing with that is if I had just a single ball, everyone would just kind of cram around it.
Yeah.
And it would just be like even more of like a mess. But I think you guys did play back when it was hoops, but you could score with any ball.
Yep.
But that was also less interesting because you basically just felt like you were on your own grabbing a ball or shooting through the hoop. You didn't have to do any kind of teamwork. So it was a kind of a nice compromise, I feel, to have one ball that you can score with, but you still have other dodgeballs you can pick up. You can contribute in other ways by like playing offense or defense. Oh, nice catch, Fusion. Fusion just standing still, like fired at him, and of course he caught it.
I feel like our team is needing teamwork to beat Fusion alone.
I'm glad that I'm on his team because I suck.
Just aim for Fusion. Oh, he's totally gonna catch this.
He just won it for us. All good.
He has 18 kills, so yeah, that's pretty good. Although, no, where is he?
I got a double kill by killing you twice.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, if you see him just standing there, don't throw it long distance because he'll probably catch it. You gotta bum rush him.
Okay.
Nice double kill.
That
was huge. That was huge. We could win this.
You just need 1 point.
Time.
We can do it. We can do it.
1 point.
Oh wait, except you're on red, aren't you?
Oh no!
Oh, good. Jeez. Most deaths, you. Oh, 18, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Jeez.
So this is an example of an arena that I haven't done any updating on, so you can kind of see the old look. You know, it's kind of
Which is
just
funny because I still think of this as the new look for this level.
right, because I did add like the glowy stuff around the side, but
Yeah.
I haven't entirely figured out what I want to do with it. But the map is called Ring, so I think what I want to do is have a giant kind of orbiting metal structure ring around the whole thing.
Cool.
And then the walls will be slightly transparent. And I don't know, some other cool interactive light sculptures in the middle. Stuff I just kind of figure out as I'm building it. I don't sketch anything out ahead of time, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement on this one too.
How many new levels did you make since the last time? I think I've seen at least one.
I think it's just so Vortex was the one we played. Temple's one of the new ones. I think there's 7. There's 7 or 8 now. I want to bring that up to like at least 10 the official release. I think that'll be a good number of maps. Then I can like release new maps over time.
Yeah.
You know, and get you want to do something like that to keep people playing the game and coming back, and like the game won't be done when it's officially released. It'll just be in a feature complete state, but more stuff.
So you're still doing this full time?
Yep, full-time thing. It's a ton of work, but whatever. I get to build video games, so I don't like complain that much.
Yeah, totally.
But
Nice scratch.
oh, you got a good one. So I need a system.
That's what happened.
I definitely need a little thing that replays at least when you were knocked out, because then when you get hit from behind or something, you'll be like, oh, okay, well they had like this crazy across the court shot. I don't feel so bad.
Oh yeah, like a little kill cam.
Like a snipe shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it is interesting doing this stuff full time because you everything rides on how well you can sell it, right? Like you can't really just make a game. You have to like do the marketing side as well.
Yeah, there's I think it's Corey's a Spread, the creator of that.
Yeah.
He really great game, cool guy. Yeah, but he like he stopped marketing for a week and then showed that he had almost no hits.
Yeah.
So it's a constant job alone. Just
Yeah.
Yep.
keep people looking for it.
Difficult business for sure.
It's a really hard puzzle to solve, like how to marketing, and then the things that work change all the time. So
Without spending a crap ton of money on like a firm or something like that.
Yeah, and even that stuff like is really questionable. You'll get publishers that say they'll do XYZ for you, but they do like one half effort week and then they give up on you and then you're done, right? So then that's not a guarantee either. I would say Twitch and YouTube have been really effective now, but it sounds like more and more they're going to start charging people for a video time.
Yeah, it does start sounding like that.
Interesting. On one hand, you could say like, well, if they can sell you this many copies, that's cool. But it's almost an interesting like ethical question, maybe. But I don't know. It's just among game developers, it's like it's a pretty hot topic.
There is no right way, but there are plenty of wrong ways.
Yeah. And as like Steam potentially changes, that's gonna change the whole landscape all over again.
Yeah.
All these things that used to work, all these things you could kind of count on. Like it used to be when you released, Steam would give you, a front page capsule for a couple days.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't happen. Even early access, like there was no front page exposure for that. And you have to they'll feature you get a bunch of sales. Presumably, there's no instruction booklet, but this is kind of the hypothesis. But then how do you get a bunch of sales if they don't feature you, right? So you kind of get stuck in this, you don't know quite how to get onto that positive feedback loop.
Yeah, it can be kind of difficult. I know personally just from kind of the communities we hang out with, that Please Good Dodgeball definitely has a great word of mouth with a lot of live streamers, but I don't know how well that would translate into hard sales.
Yeah, and I think so. One thing that scares me, that had been my approach, and then when I launched on early access, the week was fine, but it was a little unexpected. Maybe I just had too high expectations, but I thought that all the exposure up until that point would have been enough. But I guess you just need way more, and I think also early access in general, people are still, probably rightly staying away from. And so I'm hoping that by the time I launch, it'll have a lot of exposure and it'll be released, so it won't have that stigma. But you never know, and so it's really hard to trust that, and you only really get that one shot. So.
Well, you think that PewDiePie and Markiplier and Minx and all of them playing would have given you something? I mean,
yeah. So Markiplier, that video was really huge for me. It also happened before it was even on Steam. So the effect would have been a lot greater had it been on early access at that point. I am hoping that I can kind of get a second round of videos from some people when it's actually launches for real. You know, you can never count on that, but that's kind of what I'm hoping to do is contact everyone like a month in advance and say, this is when I'm launching. If you want to do a video, that'd be awesome. Like whatever I can do to facilitate that.
Well, one thing that it might be encouraging for you is that Markiplier's leaving Cincinnati stream. He ended up playing it for about 40 minutes with Wade and Bob.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was playing with them. Ah!
I caught like just the absolute tail end of that. Well, that was crazy, right? That was in front of 40,000 people, which is insane.
Yeah, a crap ton of people and lots of money was raised.
Yeah.
So much fun.
And actually, just a couple days ago, there was a streamer I hadn't heard of, but is huge, and they had like God, I feel bad. I'm looking it up right now on Twitter. Dat guy lyric.
Okay.
That's his Twitter handle. And that's created a sales spike the past couple days. So that was, you know, the thing is like you never really know where they're gonna come from. Like it just, I didn't even know this was gonna happen, and then all of a sudden I see this spike and I see this video, like oh.
Influx from a single video. Yeah, it doesn't take too much.
Yeah. One thing I was trying to say earlier was you guys were talking about, you know, whether or not people should be playing early access, and this game is definitely, this game is a testament as to why I do like early access, because following this game as it's been developed from, you know, when the bots were squares, literally throwing around little circles, it's actually been one of the most fun things I've done in gaming, is just watching you build the creature that has become Disco Dodgeball.
Oh, thanks.
Like this level, holy crap!
Yeah. This one also got a little update too.
Oh,
you got disco stained glass.
Update. Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff here is sort of just a little texturing on the floor, but you know, before it was all just one flat thing, and you didn't have little sparklies on the side, and none of these little lanterns. Chasm actually looks really good too. I think that's my favorite. If that pops up in the map cycle. Also, like in general, there is the lighting and shadows and everything, and it's funny how much of a difference that makes. Because it makes everything pop a little more. I don't know exactly what the code is, but this idea of like a huge % of graphical realism is just lighting. And not that I'm going for realism, but it's just amazing how much better things look when they have like real lights and not just single
lights.
lights.
You know that in the future, all robots will be playing Dodgeball.
It's funny how much polish though that lighting can bring to the game.
Yeah, you see a shadow, you're like, ooh,
yeah.
that's
wow.
Oh, hey, Ellie's in too. I have not looked at chat at all. I apologize. Is there any?
This game is kind of hard to focus on chat.
Oh, here's him.
I know that I've only glanced at it once. The other problem that I'm facing right now is that I have a really bad problem with my fingers flip around. I'm on my laptop right now, and I keep pressing the caps lock instead of the shift.
Oh no. Well, I will add keys to the next version, so if you need to, later on, you could switch those keys.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that controller to work.
Woo!
Do you normally play these kinds of games with controllers, gamepads?
No, he doesn't usually normally play these kinds of games.
I don't play first-person shooter stuff unless it's Dodgeball related.
Of course.
I'll see. I know I have the game, and Kino does, but I'm not sure if the other two members of the IGM stream team do. If we do, we should totally do this one in a couple of our playthroughs.
Yeah. And if you guys need it, definitely let me know.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah. So I like to think that this is a good faith early access title. That I'm gonna finish it and make it, and that it's like fun enough that I can charge $10 for it and feel okay about that.
You've done a lot for this game, so I don't think you really gotta worry about that.
$10 for this game is
$10. I think it's like
it's reasonable.
You could go 15 with it without any release.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the release price when it's done.
Yeah.
Because by then it'll, online multiplayer, that usually bumps up the value of a game right there.
Yeah,
But it'll have the idea there, like the polish and the number of levels and game modes will be enough that it feels like a lot more, just like larger game, right? And with the modes and that extends the playability a lot more.
I personally feel. Oh yeah, go.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I personally feel that $15 is fair for this game. $10 I think would actually promote sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, with the way Steam works, like I'm sure there will be sales in the future.
Oh yeah.
So people that want to grab it sooner, they can pay $15, or if they want to just wait for some percentage off, then that's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I also no matter what, the 4-pack is going to be at a price at a really good kind of discount relative to the single game. So I think that'll always encourage people to get in on it. Come on, Gare. Dodgeball. So one thing that was
yes.
There you go. Good game.
So in chat, sorry, I feel this game is an example of a great early access game for pretty much the reasons Nick said. You're constantly updating and improving it every time. I turn it on, there's something really cool to see. You keep up with the game and work hard on it, and I like it. From Mark.
Fantastic. I think the other really important thing that maybe not every dev does as well as they need to is just stay in good communication with your player base. Like if you just drop off the face of the earth, even if you're working on something for a long time, you need to let people know what you're doing and what your plans are and what's missing and what you see working and not working in the game, and all that stuff gives people at least a good set of expectations for when they're buying the game. And so it's you can do the same job as a developer, but you'll appear a lot better or work based on how you talk to your players. So I try to be really up to date on the forums and Reddit, on the Steam community, just telling everybody everything I'm working on.
You're one of the most hands-on devs that I.
Oh my god! And actually, one of the things I wanted to talk about, one of the.
Nice catch.
Yeah, something that we talked about in our first interview was about your player base and how you didn't want this to be the Call of Duty community, and you wanted to do your best to keep it like a non-toxic community.
Yeah.
A couple months after that interview, how has it gone?
I'd say pretty good. There's enough regulars that I think they're setting a good example for everyone else.
Yeah.
And in the games I've been in, it does seem like a lot of people are kind of keeping that going. So again, it's not like the audience has totally exploded to the point where it's out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say things are trending in a really good direction, and that it hasn't gotten out of hand yet. So I'm hopeful that I can kind of keep that going. And I made sure there's tools in the game to mute someone or kick someone if they're being a jerk. I think one other really important thing is I guess I can't really know how much of an effect this had, but this is Chasm, by the way. So this is I spent a lot of time polishing this one up.
Yeah, it looks great.
Lanterns and stuff and metal.
I meant to say as well that your death animation definitely makes it feel like you're breaking something now.
Yeah. That's, same with the particle effects. Really worked on those explosions, and really important to have good fire and big smoke effects and all that stuff. And the way that the bot gibs explode in the direction of the hit, and then bound off stuff too. I think that makes it feel pretty good. So sorry, 1 second. The fact that you can't specify a custom alias until you're level 10, I think is a little detail that goes a long way, because otherwise a lot of people, because I know from the free alpha, people just put whatever they want, which is usually something horrible, and that contributes to this feeling of oh, it's a bunch of people screwing around and you can just say whatever you want. And so the fact that you have to play a little bit before you can enter a custom alias, it's one of those really, really small changes, but I think that's probably helped keep it kind of this, it's lighthearted, right? But it's still, people are not necessarily out to troll and stuff.
Yeah.
So and also in the next build, I'll give myself permanent kick features, even if I'm not the host. so I can always jump into a room, and if someone's like really being a jerk, I'll ask them nicely.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why, and then if they refuse, then I'll kick them, and maybe like have.
Know who I am?
Yeah, that's great. I love having that kind of power.
Like, yeah, I'm the guy that kind of made the game, so I'm gonna be the guy that takes you out of the game.
Yeah. So any plans for any kind of like MLG tournament support?
Yeah. So coming up, actually, I'm hosting a a Dogecoin tournament. You know what that is?
Yeah, I've heard of it. You might want to explain just in chat though.
Okay. So if you heard of Bitcoin, which I think everyone has, it's like digital currency, which is kind of mysteriously valuable.
Yeah.
So like a joke version of it called Dogecoin, and the thing is, like, their community around it is really positive, and it's actually turning into this interesting kind of internet tipping currency. Like I know on Reddit, a lot of people tip in Doge, and it's it's not, you give someone 100 Doge, it's like maybe a nickel, but it's this thing, and so it's also like this really passionate community that I'd love to tap into and get them to like give them reason to care about my game, right? So this is one of those kind of alternative PR schemes that I just want to see how well it works. I've got 50,000 Doge at this point that either I have or that people donated. Most of that was donated, and that'll be the prize in a Dodgeball tournament that I'm having. I think 2 weeks from now.
Oh wow.
Look up that date. And
Oh.
they also. Kyle Crafty said they finance a NASCAR driver and the Jamaican bobsled team. Like they really get behind a cause and like will support it. So the tournament is Sunday, June 8th, and it's already pretty full. I think there's like 45 to 50 people signed up.
Wow, that's great.
So most of them will be on a wait list because otherwise it would take like all day to do the tournament. But there's a lot of interest in playing, and I think it'll be fun to have like an actual reward. And then maybe I can go to like the Dogecoin subreddit and say, hey, I've got 50,000 Doge. Do you guys want to bump up the prize pool? See what kind of track we can get there, right? So it's one of those things you just gotta, and maybe nothing will happen, but you gotta try stuff like that. So, and it's fun. If that doesn't work, I may actually create my own cryptocurrency and then like use that within the game somehow, like Dodge or something. And like maybe as you play the game, it actually mines it for you, and then you use that to enter tournaments and stuff. So again, it wouldn't be worth anything. It would be this fun quasi-monetary reward for playing the game and winning tournaments, and maybe you get to like buy stuff, like so.
Like sunglasses, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it gives a good level, like another level for the people that want to be over level 100. In this game, it gives them a reason to get to level 100.
You make your super fans happy and busy.
Yeah, exactly.
And, that's one reason, like with this big update on the adding controller support, it besides the difficulty of adding that stuff, it makes me nervous because I'm like, I haven't added like a new game mode in a couple weeks, and people are gonna get bored, and everyone's gonna leave, and no one will ever play my game again. So weird, like paranoia sets in that you just want to keep pushing good stuff out and constantly find ways to give people a reason to play your game, and that's why I definitely want to do more tournaments and more live streaming.
Definitely.
Because people seem to really, really get into that stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have no regrets getting a hold of this game back. It's been every time I play it, it's just fun.
It was like
Cool.
almost a year ago.
No.
Like the beginning of last fall. Yeah.
No.
We weren't even doing every time yet.
So I started working on it last July, but I didn't even really have like an alpha out until a month or so after that. I forget how early you guys got on.
It had to be like September or October.
Okay.
Well, at least for you.
Yeah.
Oh!
That was probably like when it was about getting on, just about to be on Greenlight and stuff. and I was like sending builds out to people. Do you want to play a couple games of hoops, or do you want to change them?
Let's do some goops.
I
I don't know what goops is, but I just made it up.
There's goops. I'd say like Temple might be good, because it's a big map and we got 12 people. So.
Sure. Little hoops and temple. I see. One of the nice things is that I always used to have difficulty like resetting matches, or it would bug out sometimes. Oh!
Yep.
I see that's like completely fixed.
Yeah, yeah, you'd get like duplicate bots and yeah, it's just some other weird stuff would happen. And I think for the most part I sorted that out. There's a couple more issues with the dodgeballs and how they get spawned and erased. That'll be fixed in the next version, but that usually doesn't cause a real problem.
I got Disco Dodgeball November 24th. Well, that's when I put up my video.
Okay, cool.
So like mid to late November.
Yeah, and a lot has changed since then.
It has. Go back to that and see, compare.
Yeah, I know.
How come I do? I mean, what happened?
Yeah! Yeah! Go blue!
Do we have bots? We only have. There's only one bot. Or well, there's one bot on each team. Well, that would require resetting the whole map. So maybe for the next match. So the other thing I want to add in the next update is better rewards for assists, like actually passing it to a teammate or passing the Super Ball to them, and then having them score. Actually reward people with XP and achievements and stats and all that stuff on that, because like I said, to me that's a really fun aspect of the game that doesn't use that much. So I'd love to reward people that actually do the teamwork stuff.
That would be cool.
If someone knows it's being stat tracked, then they're like, oh, now I gotta do this all the time, right? I gotta bump that stat up. So it's a really nice, easy way to... Sorry, I just hit you while you were stuck on a ramp.
It's okay. I kind of expected that to happen.
Oh god, oh god. No, run ball!
This really does change the way that the game is played. Adding all the dodgeballs.
Yeah!
Yeah.
2 for blue!
Because it makes that moment when you score also way more meaningful. Then you're just like, oh, I scored, and I scored, and I scored. That's like not as...
Scores!
Yeah.
The scores it!
Oh, so close.
Oh, he's missed.
Yeah, so close.
Careful, on fire, too bad it doesn't matter!
Oh, snap!
Carry missed. Stupid bot.
No, fusion, no! Get fusion!
Oh crap, I'm in the area!
Nice, Kyle.
No! Dang it.
Alright, I got you back. Sort of. Excellent. Oh, nice. I stuffed Dan, who was shooting it at the hoop. Caught it midair. He blew up. Now I got the ball.
Nice.
And
Whoa,
fusion is on my tail.
Fusion,
So.
no!
Nice.
Yeah!
darn it!
Yeah, Kino! Teamwork, right?
What?
Oh, what? No!
Okay.
I was gonna catch that.
Did it transport somewhere else, or?
Oh no, they shot it through the hoop and the yellow ball hit me and I died.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That should be something.
Oh yeah, as it should.
Oh, nice multi-kill.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh. Yep. Oh.
No.
No. No. Yes. Oh
Oh,
my
the
god, I
bots.
can't believe we got it.
Do you know if the bots? I'm guessing they're on easy.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, that's fine. Nice fusion.
Oh.
Bots are always OP. That is very true.
Bro, hit no.
I got him. I dunked him.
Very nice.
Oh,
Did I man? Did I? Oh my god, look at this cluster.
oh, damn.
Oh, time. Game's time.
So one thing about the bots that I realized, so they're really good in some ways and really bad in other ways. You know, that's the nature of AI. You got to make them artificially stupid. Right now, when they throw a ball, they never watch it hit its target. They just immediately run to pick up another ball.
Okay.
and so that means that they're able to much more quickly kind of acquire targets. So that's a really easy delay I can add that'll make them feel a lot more human-like. Because everyone watches where the shots go, right? And you kind of have to know if you hit them or not. So.
And that's a good way how you set shots up, like afterwards. Like,
yeah, exactly. Oh, nope.
That's. Oh man. Oh really? There's like 5 blue guys and a red guy again.
This is crazy. Even with 12, it's like it's so busy. Like it is hard to get like a.
No!
This guy.
What? No.
Fusion is on fire now.
As I build more and more maps, they're definitely going to be of the larger variety.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, Rift.
That was one of the things we touched on in our original interview as well, is the AI. I noticed that you had 3 different levels of difficulty. So you were talking about how difficult it was to program like realistic AI and that kind of thing. How did you kind of differentiate between the different difficulties?
So some of it's kind of straightforward math in the sense that when they're firing at someone, they have to calculate where they're going to be, and based on their speed and their the distance they are from the player. And so when I have an easy bot making those calculations, they just add more like fudge factor. They'll just intentionally like overthrow or underthrow, and they'll overthrow more if you're moving faster. So if you're standing still, an easy bot should be able to hit you no matter what, right? So, but if you're moving fast, it should be harder. That kind of stuff. But there's other weird things about field of view. Uh-oh, this could be the winning...
Yep, there it is.
Darn.
Jeez,
They came back, right? I thought we were winning.
It's such a good
You guys
streak.
were ahead by 1, and then we just kind of rebounded that.
Do you want to take, let's see, bots off, and then maybe go to Vortex?
Sure.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem.
I'll join the red team. Looks like that's...
Yay! Yeah, we got it way up there.
I love Vortex. Oh man.
Oh, I'm on red now.
You're turning at us. How could you, man? You defected.
What else? Oh yeah, so the field of view is one thing that EasyBots, like when you're acquiring targets, they will only be able to see stuff in a certain range, and they also won't like scan for new targets if they don't have one, whereas hard bots will do that much more quickly. So they kind of like stupidly walk around a little bit longer, which is nice.
Dang it.
They're also worse at catching the EasyBots. They need to like track the ball for a lot longer before they're given kind of the go-ahead to catch it. I need a red guy to pass the ball. Nope.
No.
Should have done. I should have just chucked it.
Boy.
So intense.
We've had 3 shots on goal and 0 scores.
Archmar's hunting me, that bitch.
Hey. Huh?
Oh, get it. Oh,
No. Oh no! Eric, come on.
What?
Be nice.
Oh, I shot it from the wrong freaking side.
Okay, I got it. Go, go, go.
You got it. You got this one.
No! Get your mustache out here!
No! Kino walked right in front of it. That's fuck, Kino. So that needs to be like a special achievement, right? If someone's like lining up
Face
With
off.
his face blocking.
did he block it? That's got to be something.
No!
Huh? Yeah! Germ! Back ball. No, don't get stuck up there! Back ball. Oh!
Has there been any interesting glitches people have found lately?
It's been pretty, thankfully, finger-crossingly glitch-free for the moment. Trying to think. Yeah, I think the one where like you were getting like duplicate bots, which I kind of re-broke several times. I think that's been pretty stable. So, Nice.
Oh god, so much stuff going on.
Ow.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go.
Haha.
I feel like there was a crazy glitch recently, but I can't remember what that was.
Dang it, Fusion. Why you got to be like that?
Because he's a winner. Winners don't lose.
Yeah, so one cool thing, so Fusion is in a clan called Rift, and I'm starting to see more and more clans pop up. So there's a forum where people can go, and there's a link on like the Reddit, the subreddit. People can join clans, and eventually I want to add better support for that, so clan-specific leaderboards, and you can add like little decals for you and your clan mates and all that stuff. And maybe do some clan-specific tournaments and all that stuff, so I want to do what I can to encourage that as well. Get that, competitive dodgeball going.
I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
Any teams hiring need an average player?
Yeah, I'm a level 7.
Right.
I'm almost level 8. I just need 20 points.
Oh, jeez. I'm 16.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been playing so many freaking games right now.
Yep.
I just got back into my YouTube channel, so I'll probably have to deal with oh, why did I do that? No!
Oh!
Another video on this soon, because what I've been doing lately is that any of the games that we play on Average Giants, I'll do a different Let's Play on it.
Cool.
Oh!
That'd be awesome. Oh.
Whoa, that ceiling is crazy.
You're crazy.
Look at the ceiling.
I know. The multicolored thing.
No, it's moving.
I know.
Look at it
And
move.
It pulses in time with the beat too.
You're not looking at it. Start looking at it.
Oh, nice.
No, bad fusion.
My tactic for trying to catch a ball is to just run right at the person.
Yeah, and if you time it right, there's like one frame where you can catch the ball even if they're right in front of you.
Oh, wow.
Very difficult, but
And I think that's what I do. I just keep clicking.
yeah, yep.
Repeatedly, and hopefully they will actually.
And get it. Yes.
Oh
No!
Darn it.
Yeah. Ow!
Wow.
All right, Allie.
Yeah, I'm level 8, you guys.
Yes, I got her to miss because of the interface.
Fusion's official comment to the how to catch a ball.
Spam push.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, 2 more.
You mean 5 more, right?
Yeah, this might be the logical endpoint of this one.
Oh, Kino, you had it.
That works for me.
Okay, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. You're my
Uh-oh.
favorite Kyle.
Her. So many different Kyles.
Oh, you game creator.
Ha ha!
Oh.
Fusion, All right, I'm gonna do some pro strategies with a Rift over here.
Stretcher. No. Oh man, it's 7-8 now? Gosh, darn.
Oh dang.
Project attack.
Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was so bad. That was the worst.
Yes, yeah.
Did he get it? No.
Oh.
Come on, go.
I threw him a fully charged
Oh, no.
shot.
I
No
saw
reason.
that.
Where is it?
It's nowhere. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
dunk.
It's not anywhere.
Teleporting ball.
No.
Not anywhere.
I was kind of wondering about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? No! Oh, balls.
AJ.
Oh, balls.
Oh dear.
What? Top down.
No! Ah.
Yay! One more.
It's actually a bit closer than I thought it would be.
Oh, teleporting ball.
Project.
Gare no!
Project.
No!
Yes!
No! No!
Oh god, so close.
You're having it.
That was.
No, where?
What a pass!
Haha! You hit me instead. Get it! Get the
No!
get the ball!
Oh, nice
Yes!
shot.
No!
Yep! This is happening!
No!
Oh, come on, who knocked me off? Who knocked me off?
Come on!
Oh, this is so tense.
Huh? Oh, no!
You got it! You got
Here
it!
we go.
You got it! Get it!
Oh!
Airstrike!
Oh!
You
Oh!
airstrike the wrong person.
Oh, man, what a crazy match.
That was awesome.
Oh, we were outdone.
good.
I didn't realize you guys had an extra.
All
Okay.
right.
So that is that.
Sounds good.
That's going to kick it off for us here at Average Giants. Good games, everybody.
Yeah, so much fun.
Eric, thank you once again for being part of our show.
Of course, thank you guys.
We now have 50% more particles.
Yay!
At least.
At least.
You always have updates coming out, so as you have updates coming out, we would again love to have you back on the show for the third episode. Fourth.
It'll be a third, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically a fourth because we did a double segment.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
guys.
maybe some Capture the Cube when it's ready.
Yes.
Capture
Capture
the
the Cube would be
Cube.
great.
Oh boy. Yep. But anyways, thank you, Eric, and thank you to Michael and Roger from the Lady Game.
Mm-hmm.
Pick their game up for $5 on Green Man and Itch.io, and yours is still available on 82apps.com
And Steam.
and Steam.
And Steam. Yep.
All right, guys. Until next time, much love.